Hi, my name is Omkar, and this is the demo for the deployment milestone. Now, so far we have tested our checkbox application and also analyzed it after performing the build. So now is the time for deployment. So in this milestone, we'll automatically provision many servers, and there are certain properties for the deployment. So now, because it is not advisable to create servers whenever user git pushes his code into production, so because he'll have to because the servers will get created every time. So what we are doing is that we are having a script which will do it for you, and this has to be done just once in the entire lifetime of the project. So it's just a single click script. So I have created this script called as setup servers. So this setup server scripts will create all these servers, and now mind you, all these servers will be created, and there are no hard codings in IP. So for example, we'll create server for a Redis master and Redis slave. So the Redis slave will require the IP of the Redis master. So what we are doing is that we'll set the IP of the master when this master is created, and then use this IP in the slave whenever we require it. So similarly for proxies also, we require the IPs of the Canary and the production server. So all these IPs are dynamically generated based on the script and the Ansible variables. So nothing is hard coded. So whenever you run this single playbook, all of these servers will get created. Now these servers should be created in this specific order, because slave requires the IP of the master, as I said. And the slaves which we are going to create are master and slave for Redis, production server which will have a stable code, a proxy server to show our Canary release, and servers for Nomad, which this the Nomad server and the clients. So I'll quickly start our execution now. Now I'll run this playbook. Now all of these tasks will get executed, and I'll show you the Amazon AWS where we are going to deploy all of these instances. And I could have also overlapped the functionalities of all these servers, but I've kept them separate for better explanation for the demo. And you can see here the instance is getting launched, and after this instance is launched, you will see that on the Amazon AWS UI as well. So this is the instance which got launched, and you can see here that the master got created. So the first server which we create is that the Redis master one, and you can see the time is the current time. And now this script will create all of these servers. So the next time a developer wants to push anything, he'll just write git push in his GitHub repository, and the latest code will be deployed to all of these servers automatically. So this is how we have set up our pipeline. So this server creation part has to be done only once in the entire life cycle of the project. Now I'll just pause the video and wait for all the servers to get created. Now our script has finally finished execution, and you can see these 8 IPs here generated. So those are the 8 servers being created for different purposes. And also you can see on the AWS console the 606, on the time 606 was our first server, which was the Redis master. And after that, Redis slave, Canary production, proxy server, and the Nomad servers have been created. So this is how we can create the servers. Now the next step is to push our application to all these servers. So that is nothing but our first step, that is the deployment step. Now here you can also see that this script also does one nice thing, is that it will create an inventory file. So this will have all our servers and the IPs and the key file to use. So this is our inventory file which we can use. Now this inventory file also can be committed to our Git repository, and then whenever we push our code, it will use this inventory file to push our latest code to all these servers. Now I will trigger a deployment. I'll do a simple change. I'll just change this the small c to capital C in the home page of our checkbox.io application, and I'll push this code using my push this code on the repo to the server. So also I have Jenkins configured with this repository which we've done in the previous milestone. So that will automatically, that should trigger a build here. So this takes just a couple of seconds, and so here you can see the build being triggered, and this will automatically deploy our change to all the servers in our inventory file which was created in the previous step. So all of the servers will get our updated code, and they'll get this change, and they'll have this C capital in the index page, and that is the home page. Now I'll wait for the wait for these changes to go to all these servers. So here you can see the Ansible script running, and these servers getting modified. So I'll just wait for all of these changes to get done, and you'll see the production server being updated with the latest code. So the Ansible script has finished execution, and you can see all the servers being updated. Now I'll quickly go to the production server. So from the inventory file you can get the IP of the production server. So I'll go to this server to see whether the change which we had done is present or not. So you can see here on the home page the C is capital here. So this is how, using our pipeline, you can easily push code to all of the servers. Now I'll show you the rest of the properties which were required in this milestone for the deployment. So one of the features which was required in this milestone was a Redis properties server, Redis feature flag server with the mirroring capability. So that is, there'll be two servers. So one will be the master server and second will be the slave server. So I'll quickly open both of these servers here. So here you can see this is the master. I'll just open the home page. So this is the master server and this is the slave. I got the IPs from the inventory file. So these are the IPs, and now I'll go to the slave and I'll show you the normal functioning first. So the normal functioning is that when you go to researchers, so that will help you understand what feature I've added. So when you click on create without entering any parameters here, you'll see this uh, valid option for code is research. So this is the extra message which will get printed. So this is the feature which I've added. Now from the master, I'll toggle this feature. So using this route, we can toggle this research feature. So now this feature is false. So now when we go to the slave, and when I do the same thing, when I submit an empty survey, you'll see that this is the message which I got. So the extra message will not be printed. So that is the feature which I had added. So when the feature is on, you'll see the extra message. When the feature is off, you won't see the extra message. So now I'll quickly again show you. I'll do this. I'll set this. I'll go to this route so that the feature will get toggled to true. And this I'm doing on the master server. And I'll go to the slave, and I will again do the same thing. I'll submit an empty survey, and you should see the extra message because now we have toggled the feature to on. So here you can see the extra message which is printed. So here we have also set up mirroring capability. So whatever you set on the master Redis server is accessible from the slaves. So the next feature which I'm going to show you is the Canary release. So for that we have these three servers. So one is the Canary server, the second is the production server, and the third is the proxy server. So now the requirement is that when we go to the proxy server, it should route some of the requests to the Canary servers and some of the requests to the production server. So I'll go to this proxy server first. First, we have to enable the proxy by SSHing into this IP and setting up our infrastructure for the proxy. Now, note that we've already set up all the files which we require, just that we're enabling the proxy now. So I'll SSH into that server. So this is the server, and I'll start the infrastructure for the proxy. So here you can see that the proxy is running at this port, and the stable version is running at this is the production IP, and this is the newer version IP, this is the Canary release IP, and all of these IPs we have got dynamically, and they're not hard coded in any of the JavaScript file. You can see also the JavaScript file here. So uh, just a moment, this is not the one. You can see the JavaScript file, this one. So this is the file, and this is the J2 file, and we have taken the IP from the Ansible variables, and I'll show you how this Canary release works now. I'll go to this IP, that's the one for the proxy, and when you go to this IP for this, so this is the IP for the proxy. When you go to this IP and you click on refresh, you'll see that the first proxy request is routed to the newer version, and I've set a percentage of 75, so that means 75% of the request will go to the new, that is the Canary server, and 25% of the request will go to the stable version. So I'll just do 4 requests here, so I'm clicking reload 4 times. So you can see 3 requests. Out of the 3 requests, 2 have gone to the newer version, and the third request has gone to the stable version, that's the production version. And the fourth request, again it has gone to the new server. So out of the 4 requests, 3, that is the 75%, have gone to the new Canary release, and the fourth version has gone to the stable one. So this is how we've implemented the Canary release, and all of this is entirely automated, and you just don't have to do any configuration specifically on your side. So this was the demo for the all the features for all the features for checkbox IO, and Nomad. There'll be a different video for Nomad and for iTrust. So that will be in a separate video. Thanks for watching.